Restrictions apply.
Back live, everybody. It is the perfect tabloid scandal involving a glamorous sportscaster, a creepy stalker, and this nude videotape purportedly taken through a series of hotel peepholes. But even as Erin Andrews' lawyers threaten criminal and civil action against whoever is responsible for violating the privacy of the lovely 31-year-old ESPN reporter, her plight is meeting with a curious mixture of skepticism and lurid curiosity. Most of the men want to peek at the video of the woman named by Playboy magazine as the sexiest sportscaster for both 2008 and 2009. And as millions of them search the web, often in vain, many people, particularly women that I've spoken with, either seem to doubt Andrews is an innocent victim, presumably because the video is so flattering, sort of like the Paris Hilton sex tape that launched that career, or the women are skeptical about ESPN's purported outrage, since it was the sports network itself that marketed Miss Andrews as a sex symbol, and it is the sports network whose actions essentially made the tape the viral sensation that it has become. I have a question for Lisa Guerrero and Kelly Zink on the Erin Andrews nude video tapes. Do you ladies believe that this was an inside job? In other words, do you believe, or is there any sense that you have that this was a co-worker of this woman? What do you think, Kelly?
Well, it seems. Well, sorry, Lisa. In my opinion, it's somebody that knew her schedule or got extremely lucky. I mean, as a traveling reporter, you have very few hours of downtime, so it's somebody who knew when she would be in her hotel room getting ready. But I really don't think that anyone would violate her like that, although ESPN may be hiring freelance producers.
Interesting.
So it may not be someone who's who's close to her.
I want to go, Kelly, I want to go back to the question, Lisa, I want to go back to the question I asked Kelly just before the break about whether or not this helps or hurts her career. Now we are told that she is traumatized. She's holed up in her house in Georgia. She's staying off TV until September. Should she be, or should she, feel the vibe of support from all the people who are saying, you did nothing wrong, come on out?
Well, let's face it, the demographic for sports is primarily a male demographic. They loved her before. They're going to continue to love and support her. Again, not just because she's attractive, but because she's articulate, she's sports knowledgeable, and she's good at her job. So if anything, I think people's hearts will go out to her. I think that some of the
I think she's going to be huge. I'll tell you right now. I think she's going to be huge. I never heard of her before. Yeah. But I heard of her plenty now, and everybody in this studio, especially these guys behind the camera, have heard of her, and they are the sports audience. All right, ladies, thank you. Kelly and Lisa, thank you. Investigators surmise, you folks should know, that there are 6 separate nude clips of the sportscaster in circulation on the web, 4 from one hotel, 2 from a second hotel, maybe taken the later one when Ms. Andrews was covering the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska back in June. Because at least 2 locations are involved, the obvious inference, as I suggested, is that the perp either had the cooperation of Andrews, which I think is very unlikely, or the shooter had inside information about where the sportscaster would be staying, when she'd be staying there. Bo Dietl. Well, you have to start with someone who's handling her travel, who's shooting her film.
First of all, you have to find out from her who's been bothering her, who was acting a little overzealous with her. And it's someone, obviously, who was stalking her from afar. For them to get access into those hotel rooms, they've had to commit burglary. Not supposed to be in them rooms.
Not necessarily.
Now you have 2 different places. How did they know which room she was going to end up in? So it had to be someone that was with her in 2 different separate places. Definitely, if she's not...
And know when she's getting dressed.
Right. If she's not involved...
know that she gets dressed, dancing around in front of
If I'm investigating this, Geraldo, first of all, she was a Playboy model, I think, so...
She's Playboy's sexiest sportscaster.
I mean, she was...
2 years running.
Was she photographed nude?
No.
Oh, not
although
nude.
there were dresses and stuff.
Okay.
No, she's not a nude model.
My whole point is I'm going to say that she didn't know what was going on. Did not know what was going on because the way she started to act so upset. Now what you do is you see the suspects. Who would be the suspects? People that were coming on to her, and then all of a sudden she could add to the investigators who she suspect could have been bothering her.
Kimberly Guilfoyle, why are so many women skeptical of Erin Andrews' account? And is it because she looks so good?
let me tell you something. She does look good. And if somebody's going to do that to me, I want to look that good. That's why people are like, are you kidding me? This is like in a way, in terms of the notoriety.
And we have had a history of leaked tapes.
Right, exactly. This is, in a way, kind of good for her career in many respects. Like you said, she's definitely on the map. Everybody knows who she is. Of course, I believe that she feels upset and shamed by it, humiliated. She's got to go out there in front of all those guys. But it's not like they weren't yelling and going bananas for her before.
Show that dress of, she just in that dress, the same one that Heather Graham. Do you have that dress? And just show it if that's still.
You like that one?
Yeah, well, I just think that she has to be a little used to the attention.
Right.
Not that dress. I showed you the picture. Get at it. Bobby Leonard sitting alongside me here, president of Spy Store here in New York City. Now, a normal peephole.
Right.
You look out the peephole, and it's like a binocular. You got the little end, and it's the wide end,
right.
And you look out, and it magnifies and has a broad shot, and that's what it's good for.
Right.
You look through a peephole from the outside, it's all blurry, and you can't, it can't just be that they're just looking in a hotel room peephole. What would peepholes be for? It'd be ridiculous.
Right. There's speculation that something like this was used.
Let me see. And what is this?
That's a reverse peephole viewer.
And what do you do? This you put this on a peephole, and it makes a.
That's actually like more of a law enforcement piece to knock down doors. There's no sort of.
So actually, you put this there, you look in the peephole,
and it lets you know how many people in there, guns at the door.
But so then you put a camera to this.
Yeah, I've seen the footage for this, and it looks like it was done, in my opinion, with a cell phone.
Now, with a cell phone camera.
Yeah.
So all you would need is this little thing and this little thing.
Now
that's it.
Now you're in business. Now you're in business.
Now you're getting Ronaldo.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Now.
But the deal is, you're in a lobby or the corridor of a hotel. You have guests coming in and out. You have cleaning people.
Right.
You have room service people. It's pretty risky.
If this is a random,
you got to really be a sickie.
If this is a random peep and Tom, he should play the lottery if they did this. Because how do you know when she's naked in the room,
right,
blonde
no
girl
way.
naked standing for 5 minutes?
So you are also of the opinion that it's an inside job.
I think that's too random. I think that's too random.
But here, listen to this, folks. This is really, I think, very interesting. This is not necessarily a crime. Unless this is a state, there's only 12 of them that I know that require both parties to consent. If it's a single-party state and the guy's looking through a peephole, I don't know what's the crime.
Or entering
What's
or
the
burglary
crime?
into the room. There's no criminal crime that's being committed here in terms of that. But there could be a civil lawsuit, invasion of privacy, and in particular, if he tried to profit from this commercial misappropriation. So far, no, it's just on YouTube. Then he could be enjoined by the court, an injunction filed, and he couldn't profit from it, or we're assuming it's a guy.
I think civilly is exactly what you have here.
You're going to sue the pants off somebody.
Yeah, if we
that's
find
a bad
out,
analogy.
if we find out exactly, but just like Mr. Leonard said, it's so unbelievable that you could have this opportunity twice, 2 different hotels, and just get that room next to it and be able to put a hole in the
Inside job,
wall.
and I'm sure they're sweating this at ESPN. So
Big
don't
lawsuit
come to
there,
me with
too.
your big pompous, oh, how dare you. I bet you're sweating. Who is it in your building that did this to this young lady?
Right.
Thanks, guys.